Moving color pictures.
So in case people don't know, we're going the full 4 quarters of this one.
That's what they told us.
Yep.
We played halves for the first 2 rounds, but here in the finals, we gotta go full game.
There's a "We Want Frank" chant.
Actual Donald Faison is back in the building, and he's rooting on his. Donald's not done. We got a 7-2 game here early. Oh my. 10-2 already. JesserTheLazer maybe feels more pressure in this final.
Frank is making a statement. Oh, that's a big bucket. You gotta,
Well, you talked about celebrating 20 years. Frank.
Donald,
it's just 20 years old.
Come and hostage this broadcast again.
Donald's trying to fire up the crowd, make it hostile out here. Get the hometown New York Knicks fans rooting on their guy, Frank Ntilikina. And there's Donald Faison.
I'm doing crowd appreciation right now. I'm sorry.
How is it for you? I mean, I know half your days are spent at the office.
Security?
Yeah.
Is anyone available?
I don't think Donald can keep that up for all 4 quarters, so I think we'll be all right. He's already winded.
Well, honestly, one of the funniest guys on the planet. It's such a pleasure to have Donald here, even though he's taking over our stream.
I go back to, I think Pete Davidson was really surprising.
Yeah, wow, he can play.
Made a run, just happened to run into Frank the Tank.
I think Donald ran into a very difficult first-round opponent. That's why he lost by 29.
I think you're okay with forcing Boogie Cousins to take contested threes there. And all of a sudden get back in it. Yeah. Just like the real Rockets live and die by the 3.
Yeah, for sure.
13-9 here in the final. That amazing day here in Brooklyn. Celebrating the community, celebrating the launch of NBA 2K19. Prelude tonight at midnight Eastern time. And if you haven't pre-ordered, make sure you do so. Obviously, pick up that 20-year anniversary edition. Play early.
There's a ton of content in there. There's my team cards for Giannis, LeBron. There's 100,000 VC. I mean, again, you can kind of get your guys started, if you're a My Career guy, or if you're a My Team guy. By the way, one thing we haven't talked about, we still have one big piece of news next week. Just FYI, we have one big piece of news coming out. But only a couple of people noticed this in the neighborhood trailer last night. Did you notice the My Team building in the career trailer?
I did not.
There is a My Team building in the career trailer. Why would that be the case? Let's see.
If my guy can go play with my team,
that's interesting.
That's a thought.
That's a really good idea.
16-13. So you're telling me there's still more to come?
There's still more to come. Look, we do this every year. I'm not really sure why our news cycle is a surprise to our fans. Every year we save the best for last.
They're like, they're not doing anything. It's the same part.
We save the best for last. People wanted 3 parts. We gave them 30 experiences.
And it's almost been that way for 20 years, to be honest with you.
I mean, if you think about it, my career came about NBA 2K10. The original park experience was 2K14.
That's
and
correct.
It was just one center court, right? That's all it was.
A lot of waiting to get on.
But I mean, it's also a lot of development. We want to do everything for our fans every single year. But it's it's a 12-month cycle. We have to prioritize just like anybody else. And we love our community. We want to do everything for them, and it was very, very exciting.
So what crew were you representing back in the day? Were you Sunset or?
The fans will love this, but I kind of jumped around. No, here's the thing. I wanted to also play with everybody across the board, right? So I would kind of jump around and play a lot of people. It was amazing. The different affiliations, the love for that was pretty incredible.
Sunset had that Venice feel.
Yeah.
But you had a little bit of a Brooklyn feel on the other side.
Yep.
19-13.
And again, here we are just wrapping up the first quarter. This is for 1 million VC. And look at Jesser, he is intense. He was talking about, he's right. He's been talking about opening up, doing a 1 million VC stream for a year. So this will give him the opportunity.
This is the opportunity. You ask and you will receive.
But he's got a tough opponent to beat who's up by 4 right now.
Hey, Frank the Tank is not messing around here. He's a youngster just as well. And you grow up with it now. Curry close to a backcourt, and they will call backcourt. 19 to 15, 4.4.
Man, this is close.
We are in the final of our NBA 2K19 Celebrity Tournament. These guys have battled their way through 2 rounds. And at the end of one, 19-15.
Donald Faison is hype for everyone.
And he hasn't given up. I thought he might have jumped in the car, been out of here. He's locked in.
He's still good. He's now calling out the crowd. Hey, maybe that million VC winner will give you some VC. This is getting inappropriate now.
19-15. Here in the second quarter. We're going to play all 4 quarters is what they tell me.
You never know what will happen when you pull up an NBA 2K19 event and everybody shows up and, you know.
Hey, drop that game. Hey, if you want to play somebody online, drop that gamer tag.
Last night, randomly, Travis Scott showed up. That was cool. Sang a few songs. It was good.
Not a bad way to cap off last night. We've had a blast here today. Open the doors here in Brooklyn for folks to get their hands on NBA 2K19 for the first time.
Oh, hey, by the way, since, one of the YouTubers is in on the stream, how about a little special shout out to Chris Boom and Shakedown, who made a little appearance in the neighborhood trailer yesterday.
Those guys are kind of like NBA 2K19. What's up, Donald? You're the man.
Donald, please don't leave. You gotta hype this up. Donald,
yeah, we lost our biggest fan.
Yes.
Exiting the stage. The 24-19. Yeah, man. You know, obviously we talk about YouTube, but, especially Chris Smooth and Shot Clock Cheese, and give that guy the manual. That was a lot of what people got really excited about playing.
Yeah.
They saw a lot of that content first from guys like that.
Yeah, look, everything that we've developed has come from the love of our community. Like I talk about it all the time, but our development team is so amazing. But the hours that they put in, especially this time of year. I mean, the last few months, 20-hour days, 100%, every day, 7 days a week. They're sleeping in their offices. It's not
uncommon.
And it's a very big business. There's so much involved, and there's so many great people we get to work with. And now, we have, and it's fostered other businesses like the NBA 2K League and things of that nature. So,
how cool has that been? Adam Silver, making an appearance, you hanging out with us, an amazing first season of that. And I can speak for the league. We are really looking forward to get our hands on NBA 2K19 for Season 2 of the NBA 2K League.
Season 2. Yeah, how about, you must be excited about the 4 teams that were at it.
Yeah, Lakers, obviously Brooklyn, to join the Knicks. You have the Timberwolves and the Hawks.
Both New York teams represented. That's amazing. I mean, this is such a great basketball town. I mean, it's so great to be out here with the enthusiasm of the New York basketball fans.
Boy, JesserTheLazer, he's got to be careful here. He's in a danger moment.
This one got away from him a little bit.
And he's smart to stop taking the jumpers and trying to get in there. This is a full game. Just to remind you guys at home.
There's plenty of time.
Here in Brooklyn, and also our 2 competitors here in the finals.
I mean, Jesser has some time. You just can't let this get away from him before halftime.
We might have to send you over there during halftime. Calm Jesser down.
Yeah, that was a big turnover. That was a big. Look, every possession matters at this point.
10-point ball game. If any team can get back in it, it is Houston.
Yeah, nobody lights it up as quickly as they do. During the half, I'm going to interview our late participant, my man Donovan Carter. I can't wait to see.
You got to reward the effort.
I mean, he is wearing the LA uniform. He still came and showed love. It's all love with Donovan.
Harden. And that is a shot clock violation.
Yep.
We already have folks in the crowd asking Frank for a VC loan.
This game is not over, but Frank is about to become even a bigger popular person in New York as if he wasn't already.
Let's call him Frank the Tank. It might be Frank the Bank after this one. Harden, that was a big one. Maybe that'll get him going with under 2 to play here in the second quarter.
I mean, that's a big shot at this stage of the game.
Another pick and roll.
Curry, pick and roll with Boogie. Draymond, back. And Stephon will get it to go.
Right now, Jesser cannot really do anything right. That was, he stepped up and jumped and tried to block that shot 4 times. Frank's got him completely frazzled at the moment. Frank's got him completely frazzled.
See the shooting percentages, both teams shooting well, 65%. 33-26. A lot of love in the building today here in Brooklyn, especially in the chat, as well out there on Twitch. Our partners with the NBA and NBA 2K, bringing it all together here to celebrate. Just a few hours away from us jumping on the prelude.
You guys, you production guys and commentary guys,
yeah,
have kind of done this a few times with the NBA 2K League. And a shout out to the whole production team.
Yeah, we called I think we called 200 games or something like that. So
yeah, that's kind of impressive.
And the talent in that league, Ronnie, is everybody thinks they're good. Those guys are good.
Yeah, 102. And I mean, as we learn about these identities too, like that was a big thing. A lot of those 102 were not known.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not going to be the market. I'm just saying, those 102 really separated themselves, you know, like.
Yeah.
And look, everybody that watches 2K, this entire crowd, I hear a lot of calls like, "I'm better than you, I'm better than you." That's the whole point.
Have an opportunity to prove it next year.
We want competition.
Some big buckets here late. We just got a 2-point ball game. That's starting to get our crowd into it here in Brooklyn.
Frank is puzzled. Frank is a little thrown off.
A little run by JesserTheLazer, our YouTube influencer.
But he's doing the right thing. He's holding for that lost shot. He's going to go in a half with a lead.
That's basketball IQ.
He shook at the end of the half, right?
And Curry can't hit.
This game tightened real fast. Houston went on one of those runs that they do in the NBA. It's so authentic, right? And another shot clock violation. He made that after the shot clock. I mean,
these guys don't have headsets on. You can't hear the beep.
What's that?
You know, shot clock running down.
I mean, but you got to be aware. It's all about awareness. And it's funny. I think both times was Jesser. The NBA guy's not making that mistake. You know that.
No.
You know that clock is in his head at all times.
Great point. 35-31. We're here in the final. Oh my posterizer!
Oh boy!
Take a look at it. Oh, okay. They're not going to take a look at it again.
Oh.
That was nasty. That's what you do, though. Hey, you playing on the couch with somebody? I'm not watching that replay.
Yeah. They're gonna butt it through
That's
that.
not happening.
You're not letting it.
37-31. And steps out of bounds. That's a huge turnover.
Yeah.
4:47 to go. Scott Cole along with Ronnie 2K. And boy, what a great last couple days. From the logo!
Oh.
Stop it, Frank.
Well, Frank's not messing now. Frank ain't messing. That's
all right. 4-point game now. He's got some supporters in the crowd as well. I know we're a heavy New York crowd rooting for their.
No, look, these YouTubers, all these streamers are extremely important. All these 2 Hype guys are amazing. They have so many fans in our community. So yeah, there's just as many fans of them out here as well.
Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. That man right there, Frank from the New York Knicks.
It's a big shot.
Ntilikina, one of the youngsters.
I mean, what the league has so many young guys that are
So much
such
talent.
great characters.
Put him on
Let me say
skates.
it. Oh, of course he buttons through it as well. We're not showing replays. But I mean, this league, the NBA, is in such a great spot because of guys like Frank. So much great young talent, but such great character as well. It's really exciting to see. And you know, I brought this up earlier. Frank's 20. This is our 20th anniversary. A lot of these guys don't know anything else, right? Like they played 2K since their childhood. You know, the reason. Oh, they're getting flashy now.
My.
This is getting.
We got a show now.
It's an exhibition. 2-point game.
39-37. And just to reiterate your point, the NBA is going to be okay for a few decades.
Yeah, definitely.
41-37. Jesser's shooting 73%. And back to a 2-point ball game.
This could go anywhere.
Durant.
Again, a lot at stake. A million VC. What a step back. The crowd is getting hyped on every single one of these shots now. Back and forth to Barrett.
Million VC on the line here in our celebrity tournament. Can Jesser answer here in the third? Harden. Pick and roll action.
Oh no.
And turns it over. Another key turnover. K Dizzle. Got it.
That's a great look. I mean, he could have tried to take that to the rack. That would have been a much more difficult shot. 8 for 8 from the field.
Hasn't missed a shot with KD.
But he's had a lot of those in his career.
46-39. Guy they thought was not big enough to be in the league. Proved everybody wrong. Two of those guys in this game alone, in Curry and KD. Melo gets into CP3. And his shot's blocked by Boogie. Green on the break. Draymond.
Oh, look at that spin. No!
Curry with a rare
He
rebound.
didn't finish that. That was amazing.
Place would have gone bananas, and he lays it in.
Man, the level of play right now in this quarter has been unbelievable. This is some high-level basketball.
Tucker gets it over. And a big two-hand jam to push it back to a 7-point game, but it was as close as a bucket at one point.
Jesser had to make a statement on that possession. Hanging around.
And remember,
Hanging around.
Jesser went with the Warriors in his opening game against Chris London. And maybe right now that's coming back to bite him.
He felt like he needed it. And you can't question him. He did make it to the finals, but you know, he's got to, hopefully this finishes up right for him. Again, a 9-point lead.
He's boxing up right now on the pick and roll, though. Frank Ntilikina.
Big shot.
Just a 6-point lead for him now as Jesser cashes in. 50-44. Waning seconds in the third quarter here in the finals. And that's going to be a block on CP3. He set the shot clock at 14.
What would you do with a million VC, Scott?
My player would be phenomenal.
He'd be really swagged out.
I would take him to the cap.
He'd be really swagged
right?
out.
I'd take him up to, I know the cap last year was 85. I don't, as far as what you could bring him up to VC.
Yeah.
And then I would swag, you're right. I would have J's for days.
J's for days. Wow, that pass barely worked.
And there's a foul on Curry. We got a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, this is a big possession at the end of the quarter.
And to finish answering your question,
points are
I'd rip a few hundred packs for sure. Just a few. Just a few.
My team will probably be pretty good. All right, 5 seconds. Yeah, they brought us up.
A few ticks left here in the third. Out to CP3. They could cut it to 1. Melo for 3. No.
It's a big miss. Look, hey, it's a 4-point game. There's 6 minutes left. This is a toss-up. This is an unbelievable game.
Headed
the
to
level
the
of play
fourth.
in the third quarter was unbelievable.
Really bringing it after the halftime as we head to the final frame in this one. Final 6 minutes here of our celebrity tournament. Scott Colon with the face of NBA 2K, Ronnie 2K. We got a 4-point game.
Great first possession.
Prelude out tonight.
I know.
Early access.
Just a shade over 6 hours before the Prelude is released.
Just a little over a week
Tons
from
of content. I said it earlier, but Chinese commentary.
To start it off.
Next level. It's not.
Can I get some subtitles in that, or?
I believe so.
All right, I'm gonna need some subtitles. The game is growing globally.
But I mean, if you think about it, right? You go over to China. A big part of the story is a reclamation project, right? And when you go to China, it is a culture shock, right? And so we wanted to kind of simulate that as much as possible. It's crazy what we try to accomplish. Right?
Yeah,
really putting yourself in that environment.
A lot of guys in college have that dream, but they got to take a different path. You know, not everybody gets drafted in those first 2 rounds or even signs on with a team. Sometimes you got to go prove it internationally.
And it's really heartbreaking when that happens, right? Like a lot of these guys, they've always been the best player on every one of their squads from middle school on, right? And all of a sudden, you're not, and you have to go earn it back. The storyline is amazing, but there's still, I should also say, there's still a lot more career news left. I mentioned this on Twitter earlier. We had the neighborhood trailer. We had the original career trailer that debuted last Tuesday. We still have a lot more details on career that our buddy Chris Spoon is going to help us debut next week. It's a lot more about the intricacies and like how people earn endorsements and what bands mean in the game. And so this, I know 8 days seems like it's going to be tomorrow, but we still, I mean, we've unloaded a lot of information. We still have some information to go.
Yeah, yesterday was absolutely bonkers.
Yesterday was just like, here you go, 2K community.
You've been waiting. Here
it is.
And we continue that on today.
The fans are wanting to play. I'll be out there playing a little bit.
Awesome stuff.
Look at that, get it going.
They lob it up.
Oh.
I don't know if that's the right time for that with 3:30 left in the ball game here in the finals. Jesser trying to make it a 1-possession game. Can't make the buddy. Harden from the elbow. Got it.
I mean, see, when you do one of those flashy plays and it doesn't pay off, it's a real quick 4-point swing. Boo.
All right, someone.
When you do a tournament for 2 hours,
someone hits something.
There we go.
All right,
we're back in the game.
Don't go to Xbox Help. There we go. There we go.
Obviously, you got to get back on the side. So.
All right, so we got 3:15 left in this ball game. Frank has been your favorite. I've sort of,
2-point game?
by default, had to take Jesser by the wing here and hope for him to be able to pull it out for the community.
Oh, open
baseline jam.
Wow, Jesser has really asserted himself this quarter. Now, with his first lead in a while, and now with a 4-point lead. This is a big. Oh.
Frank up by 4. Jesser needs a few stops. You got to have those buckets.
Short miss. Uh-oh.
Oh, my. Swagging.
Jesser's feeling it. Jesser's feeling it. I still believe in Frank.
Well, Frank's the one with a 6-point lead with 2:35 to go. Yeah. Jesser's been trailing just about the entire way, and that's a big foul. That'll send the big fella to the line for 2.
He's got to try to get these 2. Has to try.
These aren't easy. Crowd here in Brooklyn has to shake the camera on him, but he goes green bean anyway. 4-point ball game with 2:30 to go. Really anybody's ball game still.
Yep, plenty of time. You still want to play within those possessions. Make sure that everyone counts. It's a good take. I mean, that's the thing with the Warriors. You're just going to have a basket like that in any way. How do you guard that?
7 points for Boogie Cousins, and we got still a 2-possession ball game. Harden.
Frank with a 6-point lead.
Representing the New York Knicks.
That's a tough shot. He had a little bit longer of the shot clock. He may need to work. Oh, Thompson's open.
Frank Ntilikina.
Thompson's still open. Uh-oh. He waited that so patiently.
Might be the dagger. It's a 9-point ball game now, 140. You mentioned his basketball acumen, and his patience has been absolutely tremendous here in the tournament.
He's gonna need a bucket and a stop in pretty much every possession the rest of the way, Jesser. And look, as you've seen in NBA 2K League action, no game's really over
Until it's over.
Until it's over. You don't have to. You probably just have to think back to my celebrity tournament
That's
game.
right. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter what the score is at the end.
But these guys are so smart, and Frank is protecting the basketball so well.
And he came here to win. There's no doubt about it, and that is the dagger.
Yep.
12-point ball game with 70 seconds
Double
left.
digits.
It'd take a miracle, and that's not going to do it. 71-61, coming up on a minute to go.
There's no 12-point shot in basketball?
No, I don't think so.
It's going to be tough, though.
So this last final minute, it looks like Frank's going to wrap this
What a
up.
pass. What patience, what a pass.
And an and one.
I mean, look, what I love about this so much is that the NBA player with a high basketball IQ, it translates to the game. And it
100%.
always will, always has. There are some of the best players I've ever played in this game, I'm not just saying this, have been basketball players. Like Paul George is insanely good at this game. And you can see how he uses himself and runs the spaces the floor. It's only things that you can learn by playing on a court.
In his final 30 seconds, as it looks like Frank is going to wrap things up here. Tell the community out there some things that we got to be looking for in the next week. Obviously, the prelude tonight.
I mean, like I said, we still got a lot more information. The prelude drops in 6 hours. I cannot wait for that. Weekend full of playing the prelude. I'm sure the fans are looking forward to that. We still got Momentous. We still got some My Team news, and we still got some My Career news. Unbelievable last few days before our launch.
So that's enough to keep you busy. We've had an amazing day thus far. And the community starting to feel it.
The sportsmanship.
Their hometown fan.
This game was a lot closer than the final score.
At one point, it was a 2-point game. Frank